Hello everyone, welcome to the Pivot-to-XDC Hub Masterclass. My name is Shantanu Sharma and I head the operations at Pivot. For all those who do not know about us, Pivot is a global Web3 startup venture accelerator firm. We focus on accelerating early stage startups in this space. 0x Hub is our open masterclass initiative to enable Web3 startups and aspiring founders with the knowledge from within the industry. All our sessions till now have been led by experts and will always be led by experts in the field. People like the founders, investors, angels, industry experts, proponents of the Web3 technologies, and the subject matter could be varied, like in Web3, like it could be about verticals, it could be about Web3 sectors, products, goals, leadership, everything that helps a startup grow. Okay. And Pivot and XDC Network have collaborated to start a co-acceleration program, which will focus on supporting 10 promising startups. They are primarily working in multiple different spheres, but focused on DeFi, payments, and real-world assets. Okay. And today is the fourth masterclass in this series, and we will learn today. We had the second part of building an RWA business. We had one last week, and this is the second part. And I would like to it's a pleasure to invite Ritika Bhardwaj. She is the Chief Operating Officer at ComTech Gold. ComTech Gold is a company that has pioneered gold tokenization or precious metal tokenization. Okay, and they have built on the XDC network and have enhanced the accessibility and efficiency of investing in gold primarily. I leave the rest to you, Ritika. Most welcome, and over to you now.
Hey, thanks, Shantanu, for giving me this opportunity, and I'm really glad to be here. So just a short intro about myself. So I've been an HR professional for the past 16 years, working across the diverse industries internationally, which includes IT, hospitality, trade, finance, and academics as well. So today, being the COO at ComTech, I am in the exciting and the fast evolving field of tokenization and blockchain space, where I'm trying to broaden my horizons and enrich my experience in this dynamic industry. So, okay. So introduction to this masterclass, I'll just brief you as to what are we going to cover. In part 2 of this masterclass, we'll explore how ComTech Gold serves as a groundbreaking use case for the real-world asset tokenization on the XDC blockchain, showcasing the efficiency and the security of blockchain technology in managing the gold-backed digital assets. So this session will dive into the practical applications and benefits of tokenizing the real-world assets, a focus on ComTech Gold's seamless integration with the XDC network. And before we basically dive into it, I would like to brief you about what was actually part 1, which was taken up by our founder and CEO, Jignesh Ved. So part 1 was about the unique opportunity for startups to explore how the tokenization is revolutionizing the real-world assets by bridging the gap between the traditional finance and the blockchain technology, where Jignesh explained the key features, the benefits, challenges of the RWA tokenization, along with the details of why do we have to or why should we go for the XDC network and why not on the other networks. So he spoke about the regulatory and compliance considerations for tokenization framework and explained in detail the various practical steps which were required for startups to enter into any of the RWA space. I hope whosoever would have missed the part 1 could get it through Pivot. The links would have been shared already. Okay, so to start with, I would just give you context journey, like how it started with. So it all started when our founder, Mr. Jignesh Ved, was exploring into the investments in crypto and was looking into the Bitcoin and security coins because he had more inclination towards the gold. So because gold is a stable investment. And he didn't want a hassle of buying jewelry and coins, which leads to another challenges, which is storing and the logistical concerns with having the physical gold. So in case he had to move back to India, there were many challenges in that case. So he wanted like to think out of the box, and that is when he got into this idea of what if we could store the gold in a secure location and transfer the ownership through the digital tokens. So by tokenizing the physical gold, we could actually solve the issues, and we can offer a flexible and innovative way to invest. And this is how in May 2022, the CGO, our gold token, was born. And with the support of XDC Network, we launched this project, making the vision of secure and convenient gold-backed digital asset into reality. So about ComTech, ComTech is actually into the business, which is 100% gold-backed digital solutions. Which has combined actually all the benefits of the traditional gold and the blockchain, allowing a global user to invest the gold conveniently. So every digit or every gram or every token that we hold is backed by 100%, 100% backed by the pure gold of 4 nines purity. We started like the operations in May 2022, as I mentioned, and as of on date, we have issued 150,000 tokens, which are backed by 150 kgs of the physical gold, which is with our vaulting partners, TransGuard. And our mission is to basically demystify and streamline the investments into gold throughout the world, ensuring that the customers they can maximize the potential of their savings. And basically, we'll try and allow to simplify the investments into the gold markets, making it more transparent and providing the customers with the tools and knowledge that they need to make keep them informed about the investment decisions. So ComTech's governance and partnerships. ComTech holds a trading license from DAVSA, which is Dubai Airport Free Zone Authority, and also DMCC, which is a tech license, and DMCC is the Dubai Multi Commodities Center. Amani is like our Sharia consultant. So ComTech Gold is fully a Sharia compliant. In the MENA region, it's the first to be Sharia compliant, and it has been awarded fatwa by Amani advisors. DMCC and ComTech they are into partnership, and they enhance the governance on the digital gold, bringing in foolproof security, transparency, and physical gold allocation, which we will understand in the later slides. TransGuard is our vaulting partners, TransGuard and Brinks. XDC, of course, is the blockchain technology we use. StoneX is our liquidity partner. Fab is our banking partner, and Kalyan is our redemption partner. Coming on to the features of the digital gold, basically it is 100% physical gold backed. So when I talk about digital gold, the first question which comes to the mind is like how secure is it? So our token is 100% backed by the physical gold. That is main feature. And the physical gold with which it is backed by, it is stored securely into the vaults, which is TransGuard Vault. Now, the governance layer is given by the DMCC trade flow warrants. So the trade flow warrants here are like the LME receipts, which act as the proof of reserves for the physical gold, which is kept with TransGuard. Zero custodian fee, there is no storage cost, no custodian fees, making it really cost effective for the investors to hold gold as in digital. It's Sharia compliant, as mentioned earlier. ComTech Gold is fully Sharia compliant, with fatwa being awarded by Amani advisors, making it an ideal investment product for this region. Fractional ownership. Yeah, we do allow fractional ownership, like instead of holding one to 5, 10 grams of gold, you can invest in as small as 0.5 grams of gold with us. There is instant settlement and which is highly liquid. So buying and selling of the gold through our ComTech app, which will be at the international gold prices, of course. The transactions, they are settled instantly with gold and funds simultaneously being settled at the time of each trade. Yeah, it helps in portfolio diversification because gold acts as an effective inflation hedge tool, making it ideal for the portfolio diversification. And yes, there are regular audits and inspections by the external auditors, by Amani, by the DMCC themselves. There are regular audits which confirms that the physical gold being held and the tokens being issued in the market, they are at any point of time, they are same, they are the equivalent. There is no gap in between and they both tally. So here the question comes is what ComTech does and what are the advantages that CTO provides over the traditional gold? So at ComTech, we've pioneered a tokenization technology specifically for commodities, which is similar to how the fintech revolutionized finance. So given the gold's value and established standards, it was a natural choice for our first tokenization project that was ComTech. So here's how it works. Like the physical gold bars, they are securely stored in the regulated vaults. And for each 1 kg of bar, we mint 1,000 tokens, wherein each token represents 1 gram of gold. And these tokens can be fractionalized down to as little as 0.01 grams, making the gold ownership really accessible and flexible than it was ever before. So through ComTech, we are not just tokenizing the gold, we are bringing the security and convenience as well for the digital assets to the world of physical commodities. So apart from the digital gold which you can buy and sell on the ComTech app, the digital tokens, as in crypto, you can buy or trade with them on the 3 exchanges where they are listed, which is Bytrue, Bitmart, and LBank. Coming on to the advantages of digital gold. So digital gold actually offers a revolutionary approach to the traditional gold ownership. So let's understand a few of them, like the advantages. The very first being easy purchase and storage. So the traditional gold investments, they were often, they were coming up with certain challenges like storage, transportation, and security costs. So in contrast, now the digitized gold minimizes these overheads by keeping the gold in the secured vaults and the ownership being transferred and represented digitally. There is enhanced security through blockchain and transparency. Yeah, so digital gold is often recorded on blockchain, which ensures the transparency and the traceability at the same time, and security, as there is no way that the records can be manipulated at any level, at any step. So this reduces the risk of the theft or loss of your digital tokens or digital assets. Next is the liquidity and the market reach. Of course, digital gold can be easily traded on the global exchanges or the specialized platforms like our app itself, providing a high level of liquidity as compared with the traditional physical gold. So because it's digital, it's easier for the investors from the different regions to access the markets that might otherwise be out of their reach because of the logistical and the regulatory barriers. Then comes the portability and flexibility. Yeah, so since digitized gold is electronic, it can be carried anywhere across the world and can be accessed and transferred anywhere through internet connectivity. Investors, they can manage their assets through the mobile applications and other online platforms as well, making it highly portable. And yes, in 1912, as JP Morgan said, that gold is money and everything else is credit, meaning it can buy me a coffee, might be few years down the line. And why is gold considered the true form of money? Because it has its own intrinsic value. It is universally recognized. Yeah, it's scarce. It is durable, divisible, making it an ideal medium of exchange. And of course, it is seen as a safe haven asset. So now the question arises is we have talked about the features, the advantages, how ComTech came up, but still, how does ComTech provide its users the transparency for in regards with their holdings? So to begin with, like what as I was telling you in the previous slide, how we convert 1 kg of bar into the tokens. By doing that, we keep the physical gold in with the TransGuard, which is our vaulting partners. These gold bars, they are backed by the DMCC trade flow warrants, which are like the LME receipts, which serves as a proof of reserve. So the transparency comes in here, the point of transparency. When I talk about any digital asset, if it has the proof of reserves, if it is backed by the proof of reserves, there is transparency, there is security, and me being a customer, I can be assured of my holdings as in the digital form. So for each bar, when we mint 1,000 tokens, each token is tied to a unique bar number and the trade flow warrant number, which guarantees that every token is linked to a specific identifiable piece of gold. And the bars could be allocated, they can be identified, and they can be segregated, and they can be stored in a segregated manner. So which allows us to maintain the complete traceability and the security. So the CGO tokens are traded on spot basis, which ensures compliance of the Sharia principles, which is our key factor in our commitment to the ethical investment. And we are really proud that we have been awarded the Sharia certificate with this fatwa from Amani Advisors, confirming that yes, we do adhere to these standards. And finally, the regular external audits. So to maintain the transparency, as I mentioned earlier as well, the DMCC, Amani, and the external auditors, they conduct regular audits, ensuring that the number of tokens that we have minted and issued, they are always equal to the gold bars, which are securely stored with TransGuard. So at any given point of time, the minted tokens are equivalent to the physical gold bars. Okay, so we have seen that we can have the digital assets, we can have the digital gold tokens, but what if as a customer I really want to redeem it and I want the physical gold against it? So yes, we have partnered with Kalyan Jewelers. Kalyan Jewelers is the redemption partner for us. So there are two ways now in which we can redeem the tokens. The first is with Kalyan Jewelers. So for redemption of the digital gold, which is there in our app, the tokens, the customer will have to go to the ComTech app. They can select the redeem in store option and choose the vendor Kalyan there, because the redemption partner is Kalyan as of now. This redemption is valid in all Kalyan stores across UAE, which are around 23 stores in all. So they then enter the quantity of gold in grams they wish to redeem, agree to the terms and conditions checkbox, and submit the request. So once the request is submitted, the voucher with the equivalent AED value will be generated, which will be valid for a year. And this voucher can be redeemed for a physical gold coin, a bar, or jewelry at the Kalyan stores within UAE. The second is the redemption with ComTech itself. This is for those who hold the CGO tokens at different exchanges. If they want to redeem their tokens, how do they go ahead and do it? So to redeem the tokenized gold, the customers, they need to hold at least 1,000 tokens, because 1,000 tokens is equivalent to 1 kg of gold, and that is what ComTech allows for redemption. So anything multiple of 1,000, the customer can raise a request to ComTech for redemption. So what we do is, when the customer wishes to redeem, they can initiate the process by sending us an email at info@comtechgold.com. Once we receive the request, we send an escrow wallet address to the customer to send us the tokens. Once we receive the tokens from the customer, we actually burn the tokens, because we need to release a bar. So we will burn those tokens which are received from the customer. And then once the tokens are burned, we raise a cancellation of the trade flow warrant request against that bar to the DMCC. Once DMCC cancels the bar, we raise a request to Transcard, and Transcard releases the bar and arranges for the delivery, which of course would be subject to a delivery fee. Okay, now what would be the benefits to ComTech being built on the XDC blockchain over any other blockchains? Because there are a few more blockchains which ComTech would have chosen, but there are certain point of advantages or benefits, you can say, because of which where we chose XDC Network, the XDC blockchain. So the very first being enterprise grade hybrid blockchain, which means that XDC combines the benefits of both the public and the private blockchains, ensuring the scalability, security, and compliance for the enterprise use cases. High speed and low transaction costs for efficient trading. Yes, with a 2-second transaction and negligible gas fee, XTC is significantly faster and it's more cost effective than any other networks like Ethereum. Third is energy efficient and eco-friendly with low carbon footprint, of course. So XDC operates on a delegated proof of stake consensus, which means an efficient consensus mechanism derived from the classic proof of stake. So users here, they elect the delegates who validate transactions and create new blocks, securing the network. So this offers benefits like high scalability, fast transactions, and low energy consumption, which is very good as compared to the traditional proof of work blockchains. Next is interoperability and ISO 2022 compliance. So designed for trade finance and the financial institutions, XDC is ISO 222 compliant and it supports seamless integration with existing financial systems. Lastly, it's robust smart contract and tokenization support. So XDC is an EVM compatible platform, allowing the developers to deploy the Ethereum-based smart contracts with lower costs and enhanced efficiency. So these are the reasons which benefits and act as advantages to ComTech being built on the XDC blockchain. Now, the ComTech's future plan for tokenized commodities or any other precious metals or stones. So yes, ComTech has an ambitious plans and we're just getting started. In addition to gold, we have even recently tokenized 1.45 tons of silver, opening up the new opportunities for the investors, not only in the precious metals, but other commodities like water and oil tokenization as well. Once an asset is tokenized, it gains exponential usability. For example, these tokenized assets can be leveraged as collateral with DeFi or TradeFi projects, which broadens their utility beyond traditional investments. CGO has joined hands with various DeFi and TradeFi projects like BFI and the XDC Trade Finance. We have also developed a robust white label solution for the organizations who are interested in launching their own tokenized or digital gold offerings. So this platform will include the APIs for the key functionalities like price feeds, buying and selling, token minting and burning, and can be extended to include custody services for both physical and digital assets. Additionally, we support the pledging of physical commodities, allowing for lending and borrowing against the assets. So at ComTech, our vision is to empower the organizations and investors alike with the tools to make asset tokenization really a seamless part of the financial ecosystem. I hope I could give a brief gist about what all ComTech is, what it does, advantages, and it could help you a bit. And so I am open to questions, any queries from any one of you, please go ahead and put it up.
Thanks, Ritika. I really appreciate your time, and I think this is really, really insightful when it comes to conversion of actual gold, because we've been comparing cryptos, especially when you talk about Bitcoin. We've been
Yeah.
comparing that to digital gold, and now we have a physical gold which has been converted into a token and stuff, and then you can actually now anybody can buy and probably redeem it later on as well. Uh,
Yeah.
the question that I probably have was, right now we're talking about gold. Okay, there are so many other precious metals. Like for example, we have
Yeah.
metals like silver, like titanium or platinum. Okay, everything. So all those go. So what changes when you want to probably tokenize those precious metals as well, the other precious metal as well? And does it apply to other, real world assets like oil, or for example, if you look at maybe art in some form, so does the same kind of formula apply, or what changes there?
Yes. Yes, like if you talk about oil tokenization and water tokenization, as I mentioned, yes, we received the queries to do that. Like we had received the queries to tokenize oil and tokenize water, though it has not yet materialized. But yes, the platform or the manner in which the tokenization is done, it remains the same. So the platform, the white label solution that I spoke about, it helps you to tokenize any of the commodities, which can include any of these which you have mentioned. And I think if there is anything which I differ or which Mr. Jignesh would want to throw some light on this, if I missed on anything, if you can allow him to speak, Shantanu.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So
Signesh, yeah.
I would like to add that we already have tokenized around 1.4 tons of silver,
Yeah, which is already done,
and
silver.
1.4
which is
tons.
already done. Yes, yes. But fortunately or unfortunately, the investor who has done it is keeping it privately to himself. And the reason why we are also thinking on this to go public on with the similar thing is silver takes a huge space. So the challenge over there is like, the how do we vault it? Because then the vaulting cost goes up, then the silver price goes up. So we are talking to our vaulting partners. Maybe if they give us, some leeway on that, then we will soon tokenize that as well.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Regarding
Yeah,
other
please.
assets like, all tokenization, there are a couple of inquiries which we are working on,
Mhm.
and it's on a very advanced stages. Hopefully by say before the end of second quarter, we should be signing up something.
Awesome.
Mhm.
So the other question would probably be more technical in the sense that when you talk about blockchain per se, you have selected XDC Network for some reason, okay, because they have been around for quite some time and now they have a fantastic layer one primarily focused on real world assets, okay. So when you talk about the blockchain per se, when you look at the traditional methodology of maintaining gold and auditing of gold as such, what do you necessarily change when it comes to the blockchain apart from the technology as such? How does the database management or the information management change when it comes to blockchain for tokenized gold, tokenized precious metal as such?
So, Ritika, can I take that?
Yeah, yeah, please.
So, the main key factor for choosing XDC was, apart from other blockchain, was of course the gas fee, because gold, it runs on a very thin margin. It's like over an ounce entire transaction. It's like a dollar or $2 difference. People just trade it across. So the thin margins are very narrow. To maintain these things, we also got a query from someone who has already done in Australia on Ethereum network. But unfortunately, now they are not able to trade, because for 1 gram of gold, which cost around $92, $93, they have to pay $25 as a gas fee.
Yeah, I
So
do.
this was a key factor for choosing XDC network. And when it comes to you're saying what are the other factors, like we have built a system in such a way that the smart contract itself stores the bar number and the warrant number. So each and every token can be traced back to the I would say the original bar which it belongs to. So that is a differentiator.
Understood. Understood. So, what I understand of these for tokenized gold per se, or any RWA per se, is the fact that when you look at gold, the ability to store is very important, because ultimately it needs vaulting and it has to be compared on a regular basis. There has to be an audit on a regular basis. So, do you upload these audits as well on the blockchain? For example, if somebody wants to say that, "Hey, listen, I want to see if there's a daily audit happening or a weekly audit or a periodic audit happening, that you actually hold that amount of gold vis-a-vis the amount of tokens you have."
So,
So,
Shantanu, these
yeah.
all details are being uploaded regularly
Mhm.
as the audit results come. They are being uploaded on our website. You can have all the details,
Ah,
the number of tokens issued, the gold being held
mhm.
as on date with ComTech. Everything is there on the website itself.
Great, great. And what would you
Even
recommend?
whenever we have this Sharia audits, these audit reports also updated.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And what would you recommend new startups when it comes to when they have an idea on building on an RWA? What do you recommend them? What is the advice that you would like to give? Because you have been doing this for quite some time, and you've had a successful venture now. What is the advice that you want to give to these new startups which are building on RWA, be it non-precious metal as well?
I suppose I'll pass this
Yeah.
to
I'll take
Jignesh.
it up.
Yeah.
Uh, the see basically for not only for RW or any tokenization, when you go for the fundamental of tokenization is the representation. Okay, we are doing fractionalization, representation. So how do you build trust in people? So this is the key factor, building trust in an investor so that the investor can invest into your project. And how do we build it? So the layers that you need to build in and you have to take care of are like a governance, security, and the third major is uh, the factor that we are all talking about is the trust. And to build that thing, apart from security and this thing, the wealth or the investment that has been done, is it insured? Okay. So these are the three key factors, I would say pillars of any RWA. And how do you frame it? What if tomorrow you or your organization goes bust? How will you give back the money for the investor who have invested there? It's a
True.
hard-earned money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's I would say you should work on these very strongly. And of course, the other things which goes without saying, you should have a strong AML and compliance so that you don't fall on a wrong foot over the regulations.
Yeah.
That's the key factor I would say you should be concentrating on.
Yes, interesting. Yes. And another factor which I believe is also, when it comes to a regular investor, for example, a retail investor who wants to utilize this blockchain technology to be able to invest in tokenized precious metals, if not on the actual metal per se. The factor is, how much cost is going in and how easy it is for the user as well to be able to simply, download an application and simply do a transfer like what we have in India, like a UPI transfer, and able to buy into a tokenized gold asset. So, do you think that seamless transaction, apart from all the backend that it happens, because there's technology involved in the backend, okay, that the person is not concerned, the user should not be concerned. So would you think that ease of use or ease of transaction also plays a big role in this in success of tokenized precious metals or tokenized assets?
See, I would say that any UI UX is a continuous process, and it's always a learning curve there. So initially, when we started, like we used to ask them to transfer funds on to a bank, and then we could transfer the tokens across. Now with through the exchanges, they already have their setup with the exchanges. You just transfer and at the same, you can immediately have your tokens in your wallet. Now, coming back to the digital, yes, we are still trying to tie with the bank who can provide us like, the IBANs against their Emirates ID or their passport. So it's like if you have your own IBAN, it's like a pool account where you just deposit funds and you are able to transact. So it's a continuous process.
I agree. I agree. I think as and when the technology keeps on advancing, because there are a lot of changes which are coming in within the ecosystem as well. I'm sure there will be a time, hopefully, that Ethereum also has the same kind of features that XDC has. But I think it matters a lot when it comes to the normal retail user, because if somebody is there in the Web2 space and they find it very easy to invest in, I think probably if I look at an SIP into gold related ETFs, the same thing could happen here, when it comes to the precious metal tokenization here in the blockchain space. The only factor about 3 or 4 years back was that it was very tedious for a normal user to be able to invest in crypto, let alone the precious metal.
Yeah.
Right. And how much does jurisdiction come into play? Because I'm sure regulatory authorities and all, they have their own. You mentioned Sharia compliancy. So I'm sure every country has its own compliances. And if somebody has to, introduce their application, introduce their business. Right now, you're doing it in Dubai. So if you have to introduce it in say Poland or in Hungary, they would have different regulations.
Of
You will have to
course.
definitely tweak the way that you are, in your technology as well in some way.
Yeah, so the technology is entirely built on the APIs. So it becomes very flexible. So anything like over here for KYC AML, we have tied up with a company called Swifty Pro, and we just use the APIs to do our
On the KYC.
actual yeah, KYC and KYB for any customer who is individual or it's a organization.
Understood. Yeah.
When so similarly, if any other country they have their own regulations now, and also if they want to you know uh, attach their say right now we are working with DNCC
Hmm.
to have their trade flow warrants seamlessly connected to the token.
Yeah,
So that is under discussion, and they have their own challenges.
sure.
But yes, once that happens, entirely everything will be set up.
Yeah. One more factor, one more question that I had was, and it was always a curiosity that I have, because normally for in the case of, say, for example, converting an asset into something that can be traded or can be used as a collateral in some form or the other, I'm sure tokenized gold also comes in that space, wherein you can actually not only buy it but also collateralize it for, say, taking a loan on a
Yes.
DeFi application. Uh, how do you get the pricing? For example, I know that there is Chainlink, which provides seamless, pricing, related APIs and pricing related information. So you can get, the price of a crypto can be managed easily, can be get easily. How do you do that in the case of gold or silver or any other precious metal or
So
precious?
so these are real life assets. You just cannot have pricing on your own. So we take it directly from the LME system where we have their APIs. Price feed comes directly from there. and it is as per the international price.
Understood.
So there is always a difference between an international and a local gold price.
True, very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And
So
then there's also
in
difference
that,
between, sorry?
yeah, in that terms, we are better in pricing
Yeah,
compared to the local price.
yes. I mean, even the price feed that comes from Chainlink, the people, of course, they have far better systems right now, or any of the price fees oracles that are being built right now. They have really improved over the past few years. But I think something which has been used for a very long time, for example, gold has been is there for a very long time, and the methodologies of price feeds are very simple and very seamless. So I think it'd probably be much more easier to get those prices and on a world standard rather than the crypto assets.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Anyone else has a question? I'm the only one asking questions, so I thought maybe I'll leave it to the audience as well. Any questions? Please, feel free to ask. Ritika, you can unshare this place. Yeah. Anyone else that had a question? So, or else we can probably say thanks to them and we can spend our time. Oh, I think there are none. So
I
thanks.
think Ritika was more clear in her presentation, so
Yeah,
everybody have understood
absolutely.
it.
Yeah,
No,
or
no,
vice versa.
the presentation was clear. Absolutely. No, I think it's very important. What I really wanted to touch upon was how does blockchain play a game and the technology that comes into play. And but you really covered it in that format as to why exactly how does it if somebody has to start a RWA business, then one day
Yeah,
XDC plays a big role because the
exactly.
gas fees plays a big role. And the second part
Hmm.
is, what is important is that, there is already a use case available through ComTech Gold,
Hmm.
and that can be
Right.
utilized as a baseline to create somebody else's, product as such, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Ritika. Really
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Shantanu.
Jignesh,
Thanks,
Thank you,
thanks,
team.
Shantanu.
and a very big thanks to the audience as well. This masterclass has been recorded, and we'll be recording and pushing it out possibly tomorrow as well on the YouTube. And the previous part one of this RW is also available there, and we'll throw it out to all those people who join out of Luma and to on the social media as well. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye bye. Take care.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Shantanu. Have a nice day to you too. Bye bye.